What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another YouTube video, manga related of course. And with that said, this is going to be another edition of my monthly manga reads series. I didn't get around to reading as much manga as I would have liked to, unfortunately. And the reason being is because I was just really jam-packed with school, midterm season of course, in addition to work, as well as me editing that A Silent Voice video. If you have not yet checked that out, please do so when you have the time. And if you've ever watched the movie and or read the manga, absolutely dear series to my heart. And yeah, it just was really time consuming, so I didn't get around to reading as much as I wanted. But still read a decent amount of volumes, got some good series in. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get right into the manga reads video. Alrighty folks, so the first series on today's list is going to be the Quintessential Quintuplets, volumes 1 through 4. So let's go ahead and set these out so you can kind of see all the covers, hopefully. Okay, very nice covers and beautiful girls, of course. So this is a very fun and lighthearted rom-com series. I kind of liken it to Rent a Girlfriend sometimes. They're different, they're certainly different, and they have their unique components to them. But if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely pick the Quintessential Quintuplets. By far, you know, this kind of outranks Rent a Girlfriend. I do like Rent a Girlfriend. I don't have too many complaints. Kazuya is freaking annoying at times, but I do like Rent a Girlfriend. That said, I love the Quintessential Quintuplets, so that's kind of the difference here. So basically, this is a rom-com, as I mentioned, and it is kind of a harem comedy, of course, because obviously there are the quintuplets and there's going to be the main male characters. So to sum up, without spoiling too much, the story starts off with you being given information that the MC is going to marry one of these quintuplets. And so I'll kind of show you that little picture right here. And so the MC, it's given that the MC is going to marry one of these girls. However, the catch is that, you know, you're obviously not going to be revealed that until probably the end of the series. And so throughout the series, you kind of read and try to guess and check and just figure out which one of these quintuplets he's going to end up marrying. Now, just for some further details as to what the series kind of goes through, is that this MC is a very, how should I say, introverted, very academically oriented type of male character, not very great at social interactions, doesn't have too many friends. And so that's kind of what we're dealing with that guy. I forgot his name, forgive me, I can't remember everyone's name, because I read a lot of series. And so basically these girls end up getting transferred over to his school, and one by one he ends up meeting them, and then finally he puts all the pieces together, realizing that they are quintuplets. And that said, unfortunately, these girls are not doing the best in school. Some of them are kind of like bird brains, if you will. I don't want to say dumb, but they're just not the best at taking tests in academics in general. There we go. And so the story follows not only you trying to find out who he's going to end up marrying, but he ends up becoming their tutor. And so we kind of see this journey unfold with him trying to, how should I say this, reach each and every one of these quintuplets. And what I really enjoy about these quintuplets is the uniqueness of each one of them. The physical features are overall the same, save for like the hair styles and colors. But I really appreciate the uniqueness of each individual. There are a total of 14 volumes. I have more coming in the next haul, and I cannot wait to continue reading this absolutely lighthearted, fun, very comedic, and enjoyable series. On to the next. So next up, let's be very careful here, we have the entire A Silent Voice series. Now, I'm hoping I can display all these out for you guys. I don't even know where to start with this, guys. First off, if you guys have ever read this or watched the movie, please go check out my most recent YouTube video on A Silent Voice. It is titled The Anime That Deeply Moved Me. It's kind of a monologue voiceover type of video. Now, there are kind of, I would say, mild spoilers in that, so just do be aware of that before watching it. But please do check it out. I spent a lot of time on it. It's such an overwhelmingly beautiful series. If I were to describe it in just so simplified, quick terms, this is just a story about life and growing up and bullying and redemption and understanding and living with disabilities and just overcoming your past and atoning for the things that you did. It's honestly one of the most relatable, real, and just so heart-wrenching yet heartwarmingly beautiful series out there. It is by far my #1 manga series, and the film as well is also my #1 anime film. Originally, I was saying like Claymore was probably my favorite, but this by far takes the gold right now. I'm not going to show you every single book because I believe I showed you some in my manga haul video, which this was in. I literally sped through this series in like 2 or 3 days because it was just that engaging and that relatable and that good for me. By the way, real quick about A Silent Voice, I love this series so much that I got this massive poster in my room. Please do yourself a favor, read this manga, go watch the film. You guys will not regret it. Anyone who enjoys manga, anyone who enjoys anime should watch the film, should read this series, and you will not regret it. All right, next up on our list, we read Berserk. Now, this is still the first edition of the deluxe volumes, but we read the 3rd single volume that is contained within this, if that makes sense. So, I believe that is the point when the Golden Age starts or something like that. Anyways, I'm just going to show you a couple pages of the artwork. Now, honestly, I really can't wait to continue reading this. The only reason I haven't continued, so I already have the 2nd and 3rd volumes, but spoiler for the next video, I do plan on opening those in the next unboxing. And that's kind of the only reason I've been holding off, is just because I'm waiting to film that unboxing video once I get some more stuff for the unboxing video. Very, very dark series, dark fantasy, of course, really good. World building is great. Character development so far has been pretty interesting. The characters themselves have been interesting, and the concept itself has been very, very intriguing and engaging. So, again, this is, parental advisory is, there's a sticker for that right there because this is not fit for children to read. Very dark series, great series so far, enjoying it, hoping it picks up a little bit more in the Golden Age arc, or I believe it's called, or something like that. But yeah, I seriously cannot wait to continue reading Berserk. Alrighty, folks, next up on our list is going to be Tokyo Ghoul, Volume 8. Now, this was a really engaging and really good volume from Tokyo Ghoul. I believe in 7 is when things were starting to really pick up, but things are also picking up in this as well. I'm only going to show you a few pages of the artwork, but really, really dark series as well, kind of like Berserk, although this is not dark fantasy. Artwork is seriously amazing in this, same with Berserk, of course, but artwork is really good in this as well. World building in this is really, really good. Character development is seriously awesome. The list just goes on and on and on about Tokyo Ghoul. This is the series that got me into manga. This is the series that is going to always be dear to my heart as well. Obviously, A Silent Voice takes the gold right now, but this is going to be definitely a top 5 probably for me as of right now. So I think this is the point where the anime and the manga kind of diverge. It's either in 7 or 8, I believe, but I still enjoyed the anime, but now I kind of understand the people who knew the source material, why they're really upset with the way the anime was the way the story was adapted into the anime. I'm going to continue reading this. I really like the anime. If I like the anime, then I'm probably going to like the manga even better. So, I mean, that's just how it usually is, but not always. We'll see. That said, great volume, great series. Let's move on to the next one. All right, and next up we have the first volume of Happiness. So yeah, guys, I started Happiness finally by, I believe, Shuzo Oshimi. I did note in my previous video that I've heard that this is similar to Tokyo Ghoul in terms of the characteristic that, in terms of the aspect that the MC ends up becoming something that is not really human anymore and becomes something that he doesn't want to be. And somebody made a comment saying that they were kind of tired of seeing and hearing people compare Happiness with Tokyo Ghoul because it kind of undermines the unique qualities and components of Happiness. And so maybe I'll kind of hold off from comparing this to Tokyo Ghoul for a little bit, for a while, as I read the story more. In terms of my initial thoughts on the first volume, am I sold yet? No, probably not. I was expecting it to be a little bit more you know, a little bit more engaging than it was. That said, I still liked it. But I'm going to definitely need to read a few more volumes to really get the feel of, you know, do I really like the series yet? Do I just like it? Is it okay? Do I not like it at all? And so forth. Now, I don't think I'm going to dislike the series, but, you know, you never know with how things go. But yeah, let's continue on to the next series. Alrighty, folks, another fun series is going to be Rosario Vampire, Rosario plus Vampire, whatever you want to freaking call it. I just call it Rosario Vampire. Another fun, more or less, I don't know if you would consider this rom-com, but it's definitely like a supernatural sort of rom-com, kind of like a harem type of thing. Obviously, it's high school monsters, and one of the guys, the MC, is not a monster, but the harem are all monster girls. But it's not like, you know, it's not like ecchi type of stuff where it's like nudity and everything. Like it actually has a story to this, a decent story to it, as well as character development. So that's cool. Nothing too much to say on this, as I read this a while ago. So yeah. Love these girls, love these characters, love the story. On to the next one. Last but not least is going to be The Rising of the Shield Hero. Not one volume, but 2 volumes, the first 2. So, let me just go ahead and show you the front and the backs. As I have mentioned before, actually no, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. This is a story basically about this guy right here, Naofumi Iwatani, who ends up, he's kind of like this otaku guy into kind of video games and reading manga and light novels and all that good jazz. And basically he ends up going to a library where he reads this kind of book about, you know, the 4 cardinal heroes, the shield hero, that which is, you know, Rising of the Shield Hero, the spear hero, the sword hero, and the bow hero. And they're all kind of unique in their own ways and stuff like that. And so he's reading through it, but he ends up getting summoned out of the blue into this type of world. And I don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say that when he first gets there, he's not like this well-liked character. In fact, this does touch on themes of social isolation. It's not dark like Re:Zero, but it's definitely unique in terms of the, well, how should I say, perception that the people have of him when he gets there, not only, but in terms of his abilities in general. Because he is the shield hero, you know, the question comes, can you do any attack damage as a shield hero? Because all shields really do is defend. So overall I do like him. Her, absolutely wonderful character. Can you even see it? You're not even seeing it. Her, absolutely wonderful character, Raphtalia. I absolutely adore her. And this girl, we don't talk about her. She's you'll see. She gets called a name, kind of a fitting name. So yeah. So my initial thoughts on the light novel in general. So I did watch the first season of the anime, loved it. But in terms of my personal ratings, I really enjoyed Rising of the Shield Hero anime. So that's that. And in terms of the light novel, again, this is not going to be the most intellectually, you know, intensive type of read. Not saying that, you know, this is for stupid people. Okay, no, first off, nobody's stupid. But this is not like for someone who, you know, doesn't have any intellect at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. Not what I'm suggesting. But I'm saying that this is a more simple, easy kind of read where it's more to the point. You don't have to think too deeply on what's going on, and it's really engaging. The pages and chapters are really manageable, and that's what I really like about this series. Now, like most light novels, it's very text heavy, but they do come along with some illustrations. Let's see if I can find just one of them for you. For example, a very nice illustration. And they're usually a bit more detailed than manga because there are only a few illustrations throughout. And so that's that. Overall, a really great series for these. I really just powered through these first 2 light novels really quickly because they were just really engaging and really fun. So that is that, guys. That is characters, interesting characters. So please read this. It's a really good series. I love it. Isekai, you know, it's a kind of a love-hate relationship with Isekai, but Rising of the Shield Hero is a good series. Alrighty, folks, so that was all the manga and light novels that I read for the month of April of 2021. If you guys have any thoughts on these series or more, please do leave them in the comments down below. And if you have any recommendations, of course, recommendations are certainly welcome. That said, guys, I am going to wrap the video up here right now. So if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, of course, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys very, very soon in the next manga-related video. Peace.